Welcome to week 5 of On Top the Cage. We are approaching the quarter pole of the NFL season through 4 weeks. There's, 17 regular season games, 18 weeks in the regular season with the byes. So, anyway, how are you doing?
Fantastic. It was a beautiful day.
It was a beautiful day. It's going to drop out, though. The weather.
That weekend.
Yes, and we have visitors this weekend.
I saw, Teddy and Kate coming into town.
Yes, Katie's brother Teddy, his wife Kate. It's a win-win situation for them. They obviously get to see us. Teddy gets to see his mom and Poppy. Kate actually has family in Rocky River, which is a western Cleveland suburb, if you will. Her brother lives there with his wife.
Western or Eastern?
Western. It's on the west side of Cleveland.
It is?
Yep. So they're going to be kind of back and forth and things like that. So good for them. Win-win, like I said, win-win situation for them. They get to see a lot of people when they come up here. I don't know if I'm quite ready for Teddy. He's a day drinker to an extent. He's already, talked to me or my wife about the Georgia Bulldog football game when it's on. Make sure we don't have a TV conflict, anything like that.
Oh, good. Tell him to bring his own.
No, we got it covered. We're looking forward to having him up here. I know they're going to be in and out. I think they're staying for approximately a week. I don't know the entire itinerary, but I think he'll be a guest picker here next week.
Next Wednesday he'll be here.
I think so. So, speaking of day drinking, you did a little bit of this past weekend.
Yeah, we were at homecoming at the University of Akron with my son. Had a good time. Good time. Made a bunch of food. Treated it like a big tailgate.
What time did you start?
Well, we were supposed to be there at noon, so I cracked 2 before we even left the house.
Oh, God. Oh, God. I know Dan and I texted at some point in time. I don't know if it was football related or what it was, but I know you mentioned you may need to ride home, but it sounds like you figured that out.
Oh, yeah, no, I was joking.
My response was, I got you before 7 because I usually tee off around 7 p.m. for my drink. So
I don't even remember where we were. We were at his house for a while, and then we went to a bar, Manny's down there, and
Sure.
we were watching the game. We didn't go into the game, but we were watching it in Manny's.
Yeah.
On the TV.
How long were you down there before you came back home?
We got down there about
Up there,
12:30, and what time did the crew kick off? 7:30. I was home for that.
Made it
I
home
got
for
home
that?
for the crew game. Yeah.
So I logged 6 hours a day drinking. How late did you stay up that night? Did you make it all the way through the crew game? All this other good
hell
stuff?
yeah, I made it through the
No
crew
problems?
game. Yeah, no.
Dan's a veteran drinker. So
We drink and eat. We made it. There was enough food. I had sausage and peppers and my queso dip with the chorizo. Yeah, no, I ate probably way more sausage than I should have.
I tell you what, Teddy, he's coming up here. He makes large amounts of red meat on his smoker.
You might have to cook.
So I don't
Come over
know.
to my house and borrow my smoker.
We'll see how it all shakes out. So let's do some beer review.
Go
I'm
to
ready.
the
You
meat
ready?
market and let Teddy hang out at my house.
All right. Beer review. I love it this week. It's called Send Me Home. It is a nod to the Major League Baseball playoffs that start.
It's a very cool can presentation, and you probably can't see it because it's so dark.
It's so awesome. It's a catcher. He's got full gear on, mask on, and it's a Belgian-style tangerine wheat.
And the ball looks like a tangerine.
It does. It's a summer beer, I'm sure. I found it during the summer, but I kept it in my basement because I knew I wanted to use it for when the playoffs started. I'll choose to think that tangerine is a Harvest Moon since that's the season we're at now. So
Nice.
Dan's into it. I gotta pour mine. I guarantee it's light. What do you think?
That's good.
You like it?
Kind of sour. I do like it.
Dan loves his sours.
Yeah, it's good. Only 5% alcohol.
Yeah, 5.5. That's easy this week,
You
right?
shouldn't be slurring by the time the show's over.
I don't know, I had a few drinks. I don't eat very much in the evenings. I come here and look at the board some, make sure that I have a good idea what I'm talking about. So you see the baseball up there as well. Not more nods to the baseball playoffs. Let me try this. I had to try because my voice is like shaky right now.
Clear the phlegm. It's got a little sour taste to it, doesn't it?
It does. It's like a better version of Blue Moon to me.
Yeah.
That's what it tastes like to me.
Good comparison.
I like it. It's good. I'll enjoy it, so for sure. But yeah, I mentioned the baseball stuff. Welcome back to National Hockey League. I think they come back next Wednesday when we're shooting the show. So they're back. Major League playoffs. Or Major League Baseball playoffs.
Yeah.
That's awesome. These are the best viewing months, if you ask me, for sports fans. We're in the middle of college football, professional football. We get the Major League Baseball playoffs. The NBA will be back soon. The NHL's back. So new teams, too. Congratulations to the Seattle Mariners. First time in the playoffs in 21 years.
Wow. It's been that long?
21 years. Probably, I don't know, since the Ken Griffey, Jay Buhner time. Hell, I don't know.
Wow.
It can be that long? I guess so. That's what it says. The Phillies are back in it for the first time in 11 years. And how about the local team, the Guardians, with the third lowest payroll in Major League Baseball? The Dolans would never spend money on that team, but they were runaway winners of the AL Central.
Crushing it, yeah.
Yeah, people excited here for that stuff for sure. And
then we got the MLS winding down
I
in the
knew it.
playoffs.
I
What the
knew
hell?
it.
How did you blow that over?
I was when
Cruise on tonight, man. We got to get this show over so we can watch the second half.
Dan's ready. We did record the second half.
We're up 1-0.
When does this start? 2 weeks from now?
I don't know when the tournament starts. Last game is Sunday. Last regular season game Sunday.
So yeah, I mean, we got lots of good stuff to watch.
And the World Cup's kicking off.
That's November. That's around
Yeah, I know,
turkey
man.
time, right? Beginning of November, maybe? I
It's
don't
a
know.
great fall to be a sports fan.
You know, one thing about MLS, what's the deal with the jerseys where you can, like, wear your first name or your last name on the jersey? What the hell's that all about?
I don't know. I think it's cool.
I know, like the crew.
Or you can wear your nickname. Cucho?
Yeah, and that Mensa cat goes, he just says Jonathan, which is his first
yeah.
name. I'm like, all right.
Well, they had the one dude. They had the one dude. His last name was awful, and he wore that for the first couple of years. Then he switched it to Harrison, his first name.
Yeah? All right, Dan. They recruit you from the Ball Busters. You're the keeper for the crew. You going with Dan or you going with Stex?
Oh man!
That shit's funny.
Or make up a name.
Can't make up a name. That's not allowed.
I have several nicknames.
Oh, yeah?
None that I would use though.
You-
Asshole. You know.
He's going to go with Dan on the back.
You know who
Dan.
calls me asshole.
Your wife, I'm
Yes.
sure.
Wouldn't go with that one. No, I'd probably go with my name, last name, Proud. I mean, when I get a Browns jersey, I got my last name on there. Why would I get one of the Browns players on it?
The only one I've seen you wear is premium.
Well, that's because it's at the game. Yeah, that's my jersey. I don't care what happens to.
Oh.
My good jersey, then, I'll wear that to church.
I hear you. It is a premium month to watch sports. Speaking of playoffs, Dan, we always do the youth football update. We in, we out.
We're out of the playoffs, baby. We got our consolation game this weekend. Hey, it is what it is. We weren't that good this year.
Fair enough.
We
So,
weren't very deep, and hopefully the kids learn something, and we'll kick ass next year.
I guess this will be your last week of. Dan always comes here straight from at practice for his youth football team, so may have a little bit earlier tea times for the show starting next week.
I don't care when we start, but I'll have more beers in me when we start.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Fair enough. All right. I don't think that'll hurt the show viewers viewership at all. So anyway, last week Dan went 8-8 on the season. He's 30-33-1. I went 7-9. One less than Dan. We are actually tied for the season, 30-33-1. This shit is not easy. There's a lot of parity in the league.
Oh my god, it's insane.
There's
Refs
one-
suck.
One
Aaron
unbeaten
Donald's
team.
still playing. He should be suspended.
It's difficult. We're not talking about that.
Douchebag.
It's tough. I mean, I look at
Hey,
the.
you know what? Wait, there's something I got to do. Hold on.
This is making me nervous.
I can't believe you have this freaking lighter. Can everybody see that here? You see what that says?
It says the Pittsburgh Steelers on it. All right. One less lighter. One less lighter. I collect lighters here. A lot of sports teams.
Oh, that was part of your collection that I just smashed?
That's fine. It's fine. I think I
I
probably have
couldn't
another
believe
one.
you had that sitting on this table.
I had
earlier.
Browns,
I was like,
Steelers,
get the hell out of
Panthers.
here. A Steelers lighter.
Wherever I go, I think I have a Bengals lighter. I have a Carolina Panthers lighter because we go to Hilton Head often.
Oh, I smashed one of your things.
Oh, it's fine.
Sorry.
No, you're not sorry. That's a lie.
You're right,
That's a
I'm
lie.
You should have hid that from me.
All right. Elephant picks. Dan, you cannot get off the schneid. You're
Yeah,
0-4 on your elephant picks. You lost with Pittsburgh last week. I was a runaway winner with Dallas. I'm 3-1. I'll continue to belabor the Browns' absolute meltdown against the Jets in Week 2. Otherwise, I'd be 4-0. Elvin picks are running strong. The college football stuff. Dan did win. Got the correct pick last week. He's 3-3 on the season. I'm 4-2 on that. So beyond that, I think we're on to football.
Let's go.
Dan's ready to go. He wants the show a little bit shorter because he's got the crew going. What's going on?
Thursday night game. Some of these games that are prime time just blow. I'd rather watch Detroit play somebody. Even though they lose, they're entertaining.
I think this is an intriguing game.
This is not an intriguing game.
Thursday night football is the battle of the horses. Indianapolis Colts travel to the Denver Broncos. Broncos are 3.5-point favorites. Over under in this game is 43.5. There's a lot of name for horses. There's too many names for horses.
Stallions.
Yeah, Stallions, Phillies, Mares, Colts, Broncos. Call them all the
Ponies.
horses. Indianapolis horses. Let's talk about them. Indianapolis horses lost at home to Tennessee in division last week.
They baffle me.
They're 1-2-1 on the season. I mean, they're one of the disappointments. I got to say they're one of the disappointments of the league so far.
And I can't figure it out. I know Taylor's supposed to be a stud.
He's out. He's out. They have injury issues. One of the strengths of the team was supposed to be the offensive line. It has not played well, and it has to play well because we know Matt Ryan's not going anywhere in the pocket. I mean, he just stands there. The defensive ends, the pass rushers know where the target is at all times. They're struggling. Denver. They have running back injuries of their own. They have the similar situation. Javonte Williams,
the coach,
who was their lead back, he's out for the year now. ACL injury. They're another disappointment, I think. I mean, they're 2-2. I don't know about a disappointment, but these are two low-scoring teams right now.
I mean, what was Denver just on? Weren't they on Monday Night Football or something, or Sunday Night Football? That game was awful.
They lost to Las Vegas, out in Las Vegas. A desperate team, obviously. They were 0-3 going into this. They lost out in Vegas late last week. I think they were in the 4 o'clock window, if you will, for Sunday football. But before we even talk about a little bit more about this game, I had absolutely no problems with streaming football last Thursday night at all. I think Amazon's fixed their issues. I'm happy with that. I don't have to tweet Goodell. Anything like that.
It's just a pain in the ass. You can't change the channel.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that you can't channel surf or anything like that. And who knows when there's a good college football game that pops up. We haven't really had that issue come to light yet, but I'm sure it will. And it is super annoying because you got to flip from regular cable to streaming or whatever. It's a pain in the ass. There's no other way to put it. Denver minus 3.5 in this game. What do you think?
Man, I don't know.
I'll take the lead.
I don't know.
I like the Denver horses. Minus 3.5. I think they're going to put this thing together. I think it's a tough place to play. I like the defense of Denver. I think they're going to get after it. Nyheim Hines, I think is his name, is the backup running back for the Indianapolis horses. But he's a quality back. He certainly is. But I like Denver minus 3.5 in this game. I like them to win this game.
I got to go with Russell Wilson, too. I mean,
at some point in time, they got to put it together, right?
Yeah.
They have playmakers.
I mean, they have the receivers. I just don't know what the deal is. Maybe
Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Noah Fant, the tight end. They have weapons.
Russ needs to just take over the offense and just stay. I change the play.
Yeah,
what are you going to do?
Nathaniel Hackett is still kind of struggling as a organized play caller for that team, I guess. I'm on Denver minus 3.5, Dan.
Yeah, I'm taking them.
All right, Dan, our consensus pick on Thursday Night Football. We have another London game. Back-to-back London games.
Finally, the people in England get to see a real team.
Which one's that?
Green Bay.
No, fuck them. 9:30 a.m. start in London.
Come on.
The Giants play Green Bay. Green Bay is an 8-point favorite in this game. Over-under is 41.5. That's not a lot of points. The Giants, they're 2-2. They come off their win at home against Chicago. I mean,
luckiest team ever.
Why? Why are they lucky?
The Giants?
Yeah.
Nah. They should have lost already.
Well, they're 2-2 on the season. What they lost was both their starting quarterbacks in that game against the Bears. The Bears still couldn't find a way to win. Daniel Jones had like a ankle injury, and then Tyrod Taylor came in. concussed. And then Saquon Barkley, as it turns out, is third string quarterback for them. Was running, what do you call that thing? The thing where they snap it directly to the running back or whatever? Wildcat. The Wildcat. That just got invented, 5-6 years ago, the Wildcat offense?
Probably.
Anyway, he was running that. Has it been longer than that, you think? Anyway, I'm off target a little bit here. Green Bay, they're winning by slim margins. Their offense is certainly a work in progress. They come off a win against New England, but that game went into overtime, a game that they were huge favorites in. They got gashed.
Green Bay, not, yeah.
Yeah, Green Bay. They came off of that win at home against New England in overtime, though. I mean, so they weren't terribly impressive. And obviously the Giants' form is to control the clock, run Saquon Barkley. That's what they do. They run Barkley. They do play action with Daniel Jones. A lot of times he runs the ball instead of throws it. What do you think about this game?
I almost got to go with the Giants because I mean the Green Bay defense was supposed to be great and they struggled against New England. And I mean, Belichick schemes on defense more than he does on offense, but.
I agree. I agree with Dan. I'm going to take the points, too, with the Giants. I think the Green Bay wins this game. I think maybe the Giants get points late. New England ran up and down the field against Green Bay, and obviously that's what the Giants do. They run Saquon Barkley, so we'll probably know fairly early if the Giants can't run the ball against Green Bay. They're probably going to get slaughtered, but I think they have success on the ground. I like the Giants, too, getting the points. Sunday 1 o'clock slate starts with, what are you laughing at?
Crazy.
Pittsburgh going to Buffalo. What, 3 hours away? Pittsburgh from Buffalo, probably by car. Pittsburgh's 1-3.
I don't even know it's that far.
I think it's like 200 some miles.
Is it?
I think it is. Pittsburgh, they're 1-3. Buffalo's 3-1. Buffalo is a full 2-touchdown favorite in this game.
That's insane.
14 points against the Steelers. Let's talk about Pittsburgh. They lost at home against the Jets last week.
Thank God we're not the only shitty team that lost to the Jets.
Yeah, they beat Cleveland and Pittsburgh. They did. They're done with their tour of
The
AFC North. Yes.
They were 2-2.
2-2, yeah, and they lost to Cincinnati and Baltimore. That's exactly right. So there was a changing of the guard, if you will, at quarterback for the Steelers last week at halftime. Kenny Pickett came in, threw 13 passes, completed all of them. Unfortunately, 3 were to the wrong team.
Yeah.
10 for 10, to the Steelers players, 3 for 3 to the Jet players. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, that's what's going to happen going forward with Pickett. Tomlin hasn't had a losing season in his coaching career.
No.
He may have his first one.
The Steelers haven't had a line like this since I think it was the 70s.
Yeah, I mean, I think I heard that too, where they haven't been 2 touchdown favorites in any game or underdogs in any game. So, Buffalo, they come off of that win against Baltimore. They were down early, another Baltimore collapse, but they're not on the board right now. We'll talk about what happened there again, when they come on the board. Buffalo's a little bit banged up at the wide receiver position. I mean, they're a good football team.
They're a good football team, but I wish they had more of a running game other than Josh Allen. I'm going with Pittsburgh on this because there's no way. This is bulletin board material for Mike Tomlin, and even though I smashed that friggin' lighter, I'm still taking the Steelers. They'll probably lose, but it ain't going to be by 14.
I'm going to take Buffalo.
And Kenny Pickett's getting the reps this week, too.
He is. I don't know. Rookie quarterback on the road against a very good football team.
Who needs to step up for the Steelers is Claypool. He's been, I think, a disappointment. Watching that dude. Come on.
And I think it's gonna
step up.
I think he's gonna disappear even more because Pickett got all of his reps with Pickens, the rookie wide receiver who he seems to like. That's who his chemistry is with, if you will. I don't know. It scares me laying this many points. They are at home. Buffalo's a great football team. I'm laying it. I'm going to lay the 14. I think they smoke the Steelers. Next game on the board, the Los Angeles Chargers travel to Dan's football team, the Cleveland Football Browns. Chargers are 3-point favorites in Cleveland. Over-under on this game is 47.5. The Chargers are 2-2. They come off a win on the road against Houston where they had a big lead. The game got close. Herbert's getting better. They're injured too. I mean, injuries are a huge storyline in the National Football League, unfortunately, and we're only on week 5. And it's the same way with your football team, Cleveland. They're 2-2. They come off a loss in Atlanta, where they had their chances and lost the game late.
Yeah, no, hey, you can't stop the run all of a sudden. We're out. Miles was out. Connie's out. But still, I mean, come on. You can't let them. Would they run 15 plays in a row to march down the field and score? That's not acceptable. No. I'm going with the Chargers on this one. This is, I mean, we're getting into the heart of the schedule now. It's going to get tougher for the Browns. Backup quarterback. I'm not. No, I love the Browns, but not in this game.
I mean, Chargers are trying to survive these injuries. Obviously, Herbert's getting better. His rib injuries. There's nothing you can do about rib injuries medically. But, you know, he played all last week. Apparently, there was no setback in regards to that. Miles is probably going to play. Garrett's probably going to play.
Well,
this
yeah,
week.
but still, again, we had the secondary blue coverage again. Somebody wide ass open. I mean, there wasn't a dude within 30 yards of that guy that caught that pass.
It was.
At the end of the game.
And there wasn't very much passing. There was a lot of running the ball by Atlanta against your Cleveland Brown football team.
Yeah, in the second half, because Mariota didn't do anything. Now you got a passer. Come on, and we have to cover people.
I saw the Cleveland sports media take a lot of issue with Kevin Stefanski's play calling.
The media in Cleveland blows. I don't listen. They suck. They're terrible.
The Chargers are a more talented team. I don't like it. I think it's dangerous. I think the Browns can win this game.
Why would you bitch about Stefanski's play calling when you see how the defense plays? Doesn't even make sense to me.
There's 3 phases to the game: the offense, defense, special teams.
You score 26 points on offense, you should win the game.
Theoretically, you should. I think that's probably true. I think the Chargers are a more talented football team right now. I think it's difficult. They're back-to-back weeks on the road. It makes me nervous. Really nervous. Personally, I'm not going to play this, but the number's just short enough for me with the Chargers. I'm going to take the Chargers as well. Then 3 out of 4 of the first games we picked together. That's good news. We got a division battle, AFC South. It is the Houston Texans traveling to Jax to play the Jacksonville Jaguars. Houston 0-3-1 on the year. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 2-2. Jacksonville is a 7-point favorite in this game. The over-under in this game is 44.5. We talk about the away team first. We just actually talked about Houston a little bit. They lost to the Los Angeles Chargers at home.
They're playing some good ball.
They're not a bad football team. I mean, this is another losing season for them for sure. And they probably replaced the quarterback. Davis Mills is okay at quarterback. Damian Pierce had a good game. They were down early. They fought back. It means that they haven't, certainly nobody's cashed in this early in the season, but they fought. They didn't give up when they were down early in that game. And I think they were down 14 points early, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see. Jacksonville, I'm high on this football team.
They're looking better.
They went in, speaking of 14-point leads or deficits, they went into Philadelphia, who is the only undefeated football team in the National Football League, and had a 14-0 lead. They played in a lot of rain. Trevor Lawrence turned the ball over a lot of times. In my mind, there's not a lot of weaknesses on this Jacksonville football team, though. I think they're pretty good defensively. I think they're pretty good offensively. They're a 7-point favorite in this game, Dan. Are they going to blow this team out and win by 2 scores?
They're at home. I'm taking Jacksonville.
So am I. I'm high on this football team. I'm high on these Jacksonville Jaguars. I think they have a legitimate chance, a really good chance, to win the AFC South.
It's looking that way.
I mean, you're talking about Indy, you're talking about Tennessee, you're talking about Houston, you're talking about Jax. I think they're in the mix to the very end, which is great for that football team after an absolutely miserable season last year under Urban Meyer. So, next game on the board, Chicago Football Bears travel in division, another division game, to the Minnesota Vikings. Wow, that's quick. Super quick.
Thirsty.
He was thirsty coming off of youth football practice. The Bears are 2-2. Minnesota's 3-1. Minnesota's a full touchdown favorite, 7-point favorite. Against the Bears, the over-under is 44. Bears come off their loss in the Meadowlands against the Giants. They couldn't stop Barkley. I told you last week on the show, I can't tell you how many times that Daniel Jones is going to, break the pocket, and I'm going to go like this because he's going to, make the yard to game when it's 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. There was a bootleg play that they'd fake the handoff to Barkley, and he'd roll out. The Bears didn't stop it, the entire time in the first half, and I'm like, how can you not make this adjustment? It was pissing me off like no other. But anyway, the Bear defense gave up a lot of rushing yards to Saquon Barkley, and that's hasn't been uncommon in the early part of the season against the Giants and Barkley, but the offense certainly doesn't scare anybody. The offensive line played okay in the first half. It was a little bit shaky in the second half. Minnesota, they win in London. They won the early game, the 9:30 a.m. start on Sunday against the Saints, barely, right?
Doink, doink, doink.
They got a late field goal, and then, New Orleans went down the field, a super long field goal, like a 60-yard field goal, and then the ghost of Cody Parkey got them. The ghost of Cody Parkey got the Saints off the upright, off the crossbar, and out.
Yeah, that was insane.
So Minnesota survived. The good news for Minnesota, they got Justin Jefferson back involved. He'd been kind of absent from the offense the last couple of weeks. They're considerably a better football team than the Bears. They're 7-point favorites in this game, Dan.
I got to go with Minnesota. It pains me to say it, but...
I think the Bears are going to get blown out in this game. I do.
Blown out? So you're going with Minnesota, too.
The Bears need Jalen Johnson back, their star cornerback. I don't know if he's going to play. He's been out the last 2 weeks with the quad. They really need him because the receiving core for the Vikings is impressive with Thielen, Jefferson, obviously. And they have a third guy with a long name. Osgood, I think is his name. He's a pretty talented player as well. Irv Smith's a tight end. I mean, Cousins has all kinds of weapons. Dalvin Cook is a good running back. They relieve him Madison. They have weapons, man. And the Bear defense hasn't shown enough to me. Maybe they play in this game. I'll be rooting hard for the show, though. And obviously, we're not biased here. You picked against your team, and I picked against mine this week, unfortunately. Next game on the board, the Detroit Lions travel to New England.
Now, why can't this game be on TV for everybody to watch? This would be a good game.
Nobody wants to watch this
Come
game.
on, Zappy!
Nobody wants to watch this game. Dan's referring to the third-string quarterback for the New England Patriots. We'll get to it in a second here. Detroit's 1-3. New England's 1-3. New England is a 3-point favorite in this game, field goal favorite in this game, over under 46.5. Detroit, they come off of that loss at home against Seattle. I mean, they can score points, but their
They can score points.
their defense is fucking
Goff is playing
dreadful.
pretty good.
He is.
I mean,
How bad is that defense? I mean,
it's
fucking
shocking
dreadful.
that it's bad.
I mean, they give up 48 points to Geno Smith-led offense.
Yeah.
I mean,
now you got
awful.
Zappy. How many points are they going to give up to Zappy?
No, we mentioned them earlier. They were very game in Green Bay. Shoved that game into overtime. Had a chance to win. It didn't happen. I mean, they fight hard. They're a Belichick team. They're clearly limited on offense. I think it's Zappy's team not going forward. I think Mac Jones is out again this week.
Isn't there a
Hoyer's
running
not going to
back
play.
that's hurt too?
For who, New England?
Yeah.
I don't know. Ramondre Stevenson runs the ball. They always run the committee running back situation there in New England. So I don't know if they're going to miss one of them because they usually run like 2 or 3 of them. So I'm not terribly worried about that. Detroit got enough firepower to go in New England and win this game?
I'm saying yeah.
Me too. I like the Detroit Lions. New England, I think it's going to come down to the last possession here in this game. I think it's going to be very close. And maybe we end up pushing on this game. I don't know. New England's 3-point favorite. Maybe Detroit gets the winning field goal. We're both on Detroit?
Yep.
We are. Next game on the board, Seattle travels to New Orleans. Seattle 2-2, New Orleans 1-3. New Orleans a 6-point favorite in this game. Over/under is 45. We just talked about Seattle and their win in Detroit. Geno Smith, like dazzles at times.
Yeah.
Like dazzles at times. Like this guy's awesome because he's got plenty of athleticism and he throws the ball around the park pretty good. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you to talk about the Seattle thing and what you might have seen on the internet. Did you see DK Metcalf?
No.
Figured you weren't gonna miss.
No. What did you? No, I missed. I got it a lot.
He had to go number 2, and he had a cart brought out for him because he
Get
said
out of here.
Yeah.
So we got another mud butt.
Yeah, he had a club car or whatever cart. Took him. He's sitting on the back. It goes to. He
He
admitted
didn't
it all.
want anybody to see you shit his pants.
No, he didn't poo his pants. He had to go, but he didn't think he could make it. I don't know. So
He didn't make it.
he couldn't make it.
Got another mud butt in the NFL.
I don't know. Maybe you need a rascal in your office, your partner. Dave!
Yeah.
Fire up the rascal. I got to go number 2.
Shit, I can walk to the damn bathroom. I'm not gonna shit my pants. Shit, or the garbage.
I
cans
didn't
right
think you
there.
would miss. You must have not seen this. Dave
No,
likes
I
to
did
talk
not
about
see it.
stuff like that.
No.
All right, New Orleans. We just
Get
talked
the hell out
about.
of
We just
here.
talked about New Orleans as well, losing that game.
DK. That
against-
sounds like Duke. You duked his shorts.
He did not do that. He needed help getting there quicker to the facilities.
Because his butt cheeks were clenched so tight.
All right, see, I knew you wouldn't.
You know
miss
it's
on this.
shot up in his back.
I don't know why I brought this up.
Come
That's
on.
my mistake. That's 100%
Yeah,
my
what the
mistake. I
hell?
thought we might get through this without. I thought for sure you were going to bring it up. New
I
Orleans.
did not see that.
New Orleans to recap, New Orleans 1-3, -6 in this game at home against Seattle.
DK duked in his pants.
Oh my God! They came off this loss against Minnesota where they almost shoved the game in overtime. The double doink happened. Andy Dalton is the quarterback. He's still going to be. He was the quarterback in London last week. He's going to be the quarterback again this week at home for New Orleans. They're another team that I would classify as an early disappointment.
Very disappointing.
Um,
And I don't know if that's coaching or coaching and some players. I mean,
the good news for them is that division's still completely up for grabs.
yeah.
To give you an idea of how up for grabs it is, I think we talk about Atlanta coming up here in the next couple of games. They're tied for first at 2-2.
Yeah.
So, in any event, that division is certainly up for grabs. New Orleans -6 in this game against Seattle. Is Geno going to be able to repeat that performance they, put up in Motor City against Detroit against this?
No.
I don't think so either.
See, I'm going with New Orleans at home in the Superdome. Red Rifle.
Me too. I think Andy Dalton makes good decisions. He's somewhat limited athletically, but he generally doesn't turn the ball over or make that colossal mistake that Jameis Winston has been known for. Jameis Winston has been known for in the past. So, no mistakes for New Orleans. I like them -6 as well. I like them to win this game by a touchdown or more. Next game on the board, the Miami Dolphins in division play the New York Jets. Miami 3-1, Jets 2-2.
The Jets might challenge for the division here. Look out.
Yeah, Miami is a 3.5-point favorite in this game. Over/under is 44.5. Miami comes off that loss in Cincinnati on Thursday night, so they're well rested. They got 10 days instead of the normal 7.
Yeah, this
or whatever
is a test. Both coming off AFC North teams. How good is the AFC North? We'll see in this game.
Obviously, the storyline out of the Miami-Cincinnati game where they lost in the jungle was the Tua concussion, and we watched a lot of football, and that was some scary-looking shit. Yeah, scary-looking stuff. His fingers went the wrong direction, I guess is the best way to put it, which apparently is a neurological situation.
I was like, how do you bend your thumb that way? Seriously. Even if you have a head injury, how does your thumb bend back that way?
Well, that one finger was going across the other. I was actually on the boys text, and it goes crazy on Sundays. Usually I don't pay any attention to it because the Bears are playing the same time the Finns were, but the Finns were playing on Thursday night, so I was paying full attention. And Billy's like, I think he had a fucking seizure. And he wasn't very far off. So we're all talking about, holy crap.
When I first saw it, I was like, holy shit, he broke his thumb. And then when they showed it again, I was like, all his fingers are fucked up.
Yeah. And my first thought was, the Dolphins are fucked. Because if they hit a concussion, they got a full-blown colonoscopy coming for the entire organization.
Is it them hiding the concussion or the player?
I don't think either thing happened. I really don't. I do know that the independent person, he's not affiliated with the Dolphins, was fired from his position in regards to, not enough tests. But, Tua traveled home after that scary situation with the Dolphins from Cincinnati. It continues not to be a situation where at least there's a lot of credence given to the fact that the Dolphins were hiding something. So that's at least good news. And that's a lot of talk about that. But they have
the Dolphins with the owner that's suspended.
Stephen Ross, right? Not exactly the great track record in regards to maybe some tampering or maybe some unethical
if he
stuff.
was running horses, I'm sure they'd be all doped up.
Teddy Bridgewater, the quarterback of that
Horse,
team.
the Incredible Hulk.
Horses. Too many horses' names.
Yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater, the quarterback of that team, probably going forward for a bit. My guess is that Tua stays in that concussion protocol for multiple weeks. That dude, he's athletic. He dazzles at times as well.
Who?
I talk about Geno Smith. Teddy Bridgewater. Because he can run. He throws like howitzers. He throws the ball hard as hell.
I think Teddy's a good fit for Miami's offense, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree. It's a good thing to match up the backup quarterback with the traits that the starting quarterback has. Tua doesn't run a ton, but he's athletic. Bridgewater's more athletic than him.
He's athletic, but I think he could throw further.
Oh, dude, he has a huge arm. He has a huge arm.
Yeah.
We talked a ton about the Fins already. The Jets, impressive performance in Pittsburgh. Zach Wilson's first start.
Is it impressive, or are they just really freaking lucky?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's never easy to win on the road in the National Football League, and they did it. They're a young team that.
And they've done it twice.
They're a young team.
Pittsburgh and in Cleveland.
And many times, young teams on the road, they fold at the end. They can't close, whatever the situation is.
That's
it didn't
credit
happen
to the coach.
It didn't happen to the Jets. That's Robert Saleh. I mean, this is a young team going in the right direction. They're going to bust out, find a way to win this game, or at least, possibly stay on this number of 3.5?
No. I'm going with the Dolphins, even with Teddy.
I'm taking the Jets. I think they're a young team that's dumb enough to think that they're going to win this division. And by the way, Zach Wilson's flying high. I mean, he saw the news that Tom Brady's getting a divorce. There's another MILF on the market now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's happy. I like Zach Wilson. The fact that we got the MILF status has increased down there. So, anyway, I'm on the Jets, getting a 3.5 points. I think I've been wrong about the Dolphins. No, that's not true. I think every game right with the Dolphins so far. I have. Anyway, next game on the board, Atlanta travels to Tampa Bay. That's a division game. Atlanta's 2-2. So is Tampa Bay 2-2. Tampa Bay, 8.5-point favorite in this game. 48 points is the total. Atlanta comes off their win against your Browns. They run the ball.
They run the ball, but what's-his-face got hurt. He's on IR for 4 weeks.
Cordarrelle Patterson is out.
Then they bring in that freaking rookie kid and ran all over us.
Tyler Algier is his name, out of BYU. They also brought up a kid from the practice squad who showed pretty well. I think his name's Caleb Huntley. I could be wrong about that.
Atlanta's so one-dimensional.
They barely threw the ball against.
No, the second half they didn't throw
They
it
throw all,
And
right.
then when they do throw it, the guy's freaking wide open.
Tampa Bay, 8.5-point favorites in this game. They come off an absolute beatdown against Kansas City. I mean, Kansas City's offense just went up and down the field against Tampa Bay. The Tampa Bay's defense carried them the first 2 weeks. Kansas City's a different
Kansas
animal
City offense
in regards to
versus
offense.
Atlanta's
I agree.
offense. I'm taking Tampa Bay in the 8.5 on this one.
I think they're upset. I think they're angry. We'll see what happens. I agree. I'm not going to buy. I think Art Smith.
TB12 is pissed. No. Art Smith is struggling. He didn't know what to do.
Well, maybe, but it's been a great start for the Falcons. Maybe the most boring name in the coaching ranks, Art Smith. Smith. He's done a good job with that team so far this season for sure. But Dan and I are both on Tampa Bay minus 8.5. Next game on the board, Tennessee travels to the Washington Commanders. You keep on putting WFT on there. They're no longer the Washington football team. They're the Washington Commanders. Tennessee's 2-2. The Washington Commanders are 1-3.
Every time I see that, I think it's WTF.
Well, you're right. I know.
That's what we should probably refer to them as.
Yeah, that team's a little bit of a mess. Tennessee's a 2.5-point favorite.
I'm taking Tennessee in this one.
2.5-point favorite in the nation's capital. The over-under is 43. Tennessee comes off of a big win in
Where
Indy.
the hell's Chase Young?
Still not playing. I don't know. I don't know that answer. Tennessee came off a big win in Indy. I don't know. They've won 2 straight.
Win?
They've kind of righted the ship. As Derrick Henry goes, that team goes.
Yeah.
The Washington football team, there's not very good on either side of the ball.
No.
There's not. I don't know. Carson Wentz, I don't know how long he's going to be the starting quarterback there. If it's going to be Taylor Heineke.
Put that kid back in.
Taylor Heineke's his name. They're certainly going to be in the market next year come draft time for a quarterback. I can't imagine that they're not. Tennessee's minus 2.5. Neither teams are terribly impressive. Washington, they were in the game against Dallas for a while. Dallas was my elephant pick. Dallas won the game 25-10. So they lost by a good 2 touchdowns in that game. Tennessee minus 2.5. I think I'm on Tennessee. I think I'm going to lay the road points. It's short enough, small enough, however you want to say it. I think Tennessee finds a way to win this game by a field goal, which would cover the number. Jay and I are both on Tennessee. We do not have a lot of games different.
No. Oh, you know what? And see, the Bosa for the Chargers is hurt again. I wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah,
yeah.
Their injuries to the Chargers are to their key players.
That's the second core injury. He had groin surgery.
Bosa, Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
There's more. I'm missing it. J.C. Jackson hasn't played all year. The star free agent acquisition from the New England Patriots, the cornerback. I mean, the injuries that the Chargers had, I don't know why we're reverting back to this game, but
because San Francisco
their
snapped
best
and
players.
the Bosa thing that triggered in my head, and I'm thinking the wrong Bosa got hurt. But it was the Charger Bosa.
Joey, who is I believe, is it Nick?
Older.
The older, so Joey's in San Francisco, or Nick?
Nick?
Fuck, I don't know.
I can't.
It starts at
Joey
4.
Bosa's the one at the Chargers.
It starts at
He's
4
older.
o'clock slate. It is San Francisco traveling to Carolina. That's all the way across the damn country. San Francisco is a 6-point favorite in this game. The over/under is 39.5. San Francisco's 2-2. Carolina's 1-3. San Francisco comes off of their impressive win on Monday night against the Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, yeah.
Defense was awesome.
Defense is awesome, and if the defense plays like that against Carolina, I mean, Carolina's nothing.
San Francisco has a second-year safety out of USC named Hufanga, and I remember watching San Francisco play my Bears opening week, and that kid was fucking up the game for the Bears like bad, like intercepted the ball, like he was like hurting our players. He was all over the place. He has hair like Polamalu, plays like Polamalu. Out of USC, there's a lot of similarities for sure. I love that kid. Have you seen him play? He wears number 29. I mean, he plays like his fucking hair is on fire. I love that guy.
Blonde. It's not dark. Well, yeah, no.
Dark enough.
The other
Ain't
issue
fucking
with
blonde.
Carolina, they need to adjust their offense because Baker's having way too many passes bad at the line of scrimmage. I mean,
He's short.
J.J. Watt. I mean that was ridiculous. How many batted passes did they have? 6 or 7?
Lots. I mean, Dan's referring to last week's loss at home against Arizona. Arizona got it going in the second half. There wasn't a lot going on for either team in the first half.
Move the dude out of the pocket. Come on.
I don't know. You know, I don't think Matt Rule's going to survive the season
No,
in
he's not
Carolina.
going to survive. There's no way.
I mean, there's no option at quarterback
there's some
outside of
talent
Baker.
there.
You got
Well,
Sam
I
Darnold.
mean-
What are you going to do? P.J. Walker, the XFL guy? I mean, that thing's a mess over there. I don't think he's going to survive the season, Matt Rule. Maybe he's better in college. Obviously, he had a lot of success at Baylor. San Francisco -6 in this game. I love the Niners in this game.
I'm taking them too. Yeah, there's
Love
no
the
way.
Niners in
That
this game.
defense is lights out. I mean, Carolina's not going to do shit.
I
not
don't
gonna
think
do
so.
anything.
Not the way that defense played on Monday night against
No,
the Rams.
If they play like that, look out.
Next game on the board, kind of an intriguing game. Philadelphia, the only undefeated football team, travels out west to Arizona. Philadelphia 4-0, 5-point favorites in Arizona. Arizona's 2-2. Over/under this game is a pretty big number of 50. Philadelphia comes off that win against Jacksonville. They were down 14-0. Bad conditions. It rained the entire game. They quickly turned it around. If you ask me, Philadelphia is the best balanced team in the National Football League right now between run pass on offense and a pretty damn good defense as well. I mean, they're a complete football team. They were my NFC pick to make it to the Super Bowl. I'm not hedging from that one bit through 4 weeks. Arizona, I mean, 2-2. They come off a win against Carolina. A win against Carolina is a win against Carolina.
Right, exactly.
So, I mean, not a lot to write home about.
What's his name? Come back from his.
DeAndre Hopkins, probably D-Hop. He's got 6. So, week 7
Oh yeah.
for Hopkins, a very good receiver. They need him.
For cheating.
I mean, here's a chance for Arizona to prove that they're a pretty good football team. They haven't done it, if you ask me,
I don't think
through
they're
4
a very
weeks.
good football team. They shouldn't have signed the quarterback. He's a big baby. Their coach is getting out coached left and right. I mean, usually this team is lights out at the beginning of the year. I mean, that's been their MO the last 2
And
years.
faded?
Yes. And now they just look like crap. I'm taking Philly on this one.
I'm going to give Arizona a chance.
Yeah, get out of here.
The parity in the National Football League, I think we have 0 undefeateds when we come back for week 6. I'm going to take Arizona in this game. I don't like it. I'm nervous about it. Probably will not personally play it unless I crush it on the 1 o'clock games or the 9:30 game or whatever it is. I personally will not play it, but I'm going to go ahead and take the points with Arizona. I think their game at home with a very good Philadelphia team coming to town. Next game on the board is Dallas and the Los Angeles Rams. Another kind of intriguing game to me. Dallas, they are.
Yeah, why? Because Aaron Donald's still playing?
Dallas is 3-1 on the season. I'm not even going to entertain the Aaron Donald discussion.
What do you mean? It's such bullshit. They were in prime time the other night, and it's all about Aaron Donald. Meanwhile, just 4 weeks ago, he slugged somebody from Cincinnati in the head with helmets.
So
And he's still playing.
Week 7, like Dan wanted Aaron Donald to have a 6-game suspension. It didn't happen.
Absolutely. He should have been suspended.
Here's the fucking deal. We've talked about Aaron Donald every week. Week 7, you can no longer talk about Aaron Donald.
I'll still talk.
He's off a 6-game suspension for me
Freaking
talking
bug.
about him. All right. Anyway,
His ass
Dallas
should be out.
3-1. They travel.
How about Cooper freaking Rush, man?
Do they really? I hope I got this right on the board. I think they travel out to the Rams. Is that right? Or is that game in
know.
Dallas? Son of a bitch. I hope I didn't write that wrong. I don't think I did.
You might have write that wrong.
Wrote it wrong. Sorry. All right, the Rams, I believe they're home -4.5 in this game against Dallas. Boy, it seems like it'd be the other way around. The game was in Dallas to me. I don't know why I think that. Dan's going to check while he's getting a beer. Don't check the crew score.
Oh.
Don't look at it. You can check my phone. Here, I'll do it. Fuck it.
Look. No, I got
It's a lot
Hold
to do.
on.
I mean, we're running early anyway.
What is Sunday? The 9th?
Yeah, I don't know. Pause.
Dallas is at the Rams.
Dallas, I got it right. So it seems like that number should be higher with the Rams. Rams are -4.5 in this game at home against Dallas.
Matt Stafford. It's karma for walking away from that girl that fell off stage, too, for him.
Over-under is 45.5. Dallas comes off their win at home against the Washington football team. It is Cooper Rush's team for one more week. He's the only Dallas quarterback that's ever started his career 4-0. That includes Roger Staubach, Troy Aikman, Danny White, all
Danny
of those.
White.
Danny White. Throwing Danny White out there. Danny White reference. Their defense is playing well. They have a lot of potential on that football team, Dallas does. The Rams, they come off their loss against San Francisco. San Francisco's always been their kryptonite. They got to get other people involved besides Cooper Kupp. Allen Robinson's not been largely involved. It's kind of been Kupp and then like safety Val and Tyler Higbee, the tight end.
Yeah, I was going to say, is Higbee still on the team?
Yes. He's been involved. I mean, but the problem is I can't get Allen Robinson involved. I think they're missing take the top off in Van Jefferson.
Do they run the ball?
By committee. I mean,
No.
Cam Akers but here's the problem why they don't run the ball. It's the offensive line. They've struggled on the offensive line. Rams -4.5 in this game, Dan.
I got to take him at home.
I'm not. I'm taking the Cowboys.
Are you? Damn it.
I like their defense. What do you say damn it for?
Because I wanted to go with the Cowboys, but
Because you hate them. You
I
hate
do hate them.
quote unquote America's team, and that you
they're
hate
not
the
America's
fact that you have to watch them all the time.
All the time. I'm sure that'll be my game.
That's why you need an NFL Sunday ticket.
Screw that.
I'm going to take the Cowboys.
love soccer.
Their defense is awesome. I mean, it's been playing really well the last couple of weeks. I think they get after it. I mean, I think this is a close game. The Rams very well may win this. I think it's tight. The 4.5 points is big enough for me to take the Cowboys. I'm on the Cowboys. We're on to Sunday Night Football, and that is a AFC North game that's very intriguing to Dan. That is the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to Baltimore.
Hopefully they end in a tie.
Both these teams are 2-2. Baltimore has been installed as a field goal favorite, a 3-point favorite in this game.
Full favorite, and isn't Tucker hurt? The kicker?
Is he?
I think he is.
I don't know. I don't know that. Cincinnati comes off quite a bit of rest. They played Thursday night, come off that win against Miami. They kind of ride the ship too. I mean, they were 0-2 to start the season. Now they're 2-2. They need to get Chase more involved. I feel like Chase hasn't he exploded on the scene as a rookie. Hasn't been largely involved in the offense. Not to say he hasn't been involved.
Has been dynamite for them.
I mean, he's a fantastic receiver. Tyler Boyd. We talk about the playmakers all the time for
Joe
Cincinnati.
Mixon,
They're loaded playmakers. And Baltimore Baltimore probably has the best playmaker in the National Football League in Lamar Jackson. They do come off that loss against Buffalo at home where they blew another big fourth quarter lead. That's two huge fourth quarter leads that they've blown.
There's some issues there. I mean,
their defense is bad, especially on the back end, on the pass.
Well, that Peters was pissed. I mean, you saw that sideline, and I don't know if he was pissed at Harbaugh for what was going on, or I mean, they got some issues on defense.
Bradford's
Campbell looked pissed. Well, I'm going with Cincinnati on this one.
Line short enough. I'm taking Baltimore.
The Ratbirds.
I am. I don't know, but you're right though, because the Baltimore defense has been really bad, and especially bad against the pass, and that's what Cincinnati does. And they have
They're good
great
at the pass. If they
receivers.
can protect the quarterback,
They have great receivers.
D-line's old.
It makes me nervous, but it's at night, and I think that counts. I think it counts.
Counts for what? Because you're in Baltimore at night?
Yeah, man, night games are tough, man. They're tough.
Yeah, you might get shot in Baltimore.
Out of here. I'm not going into
here.
political stuff here.
What are you talking
I'm
about?
on Baltimore -3. You going to take the Bengals?
Yeah, I'm taking the Bengals.
All right. Monday Night Football is the Las Vegas Raiders in Kansas City, another division game. Vegas 1-3 saved their season last week. They were 0-3 to start the season. Kansas City, the opposite record, 3-1. Kansas City, full touchdown favorite, 7-point favorite. Over under, lots of points, 51. That always happens when the Chiefs play because their offense is fucking awesome, frankly. Vegas, big win at home against Denver. They saved their season, like I said. They got pretty good history in Kansas City, though, on the road.
Yeah, no, I'm taking Kansas City has a habit of not covering. Vegas plays Kansas City well. I'm taking the Vegas Raiders on this one.
The offense for Kansas City.
Kansas City is going to win, but I'm not by 7.
Kansas City absolutely went up and down the field against Tampa Bay on the road in Tampa Bay at night. It was not a problem. I'm not sure they freaking punted. How about, Dan, we were watching it, and we text. How about the play call at the goal line from Andy Reid, where he motioned the tight end, then put him under center, and then, basically it was a tight end sneak, if you will.
Yeah.
That guy's an awesome play caller. He likes cheeseburgers. He's got a sweet-ass mustache, I guess. I don't know. Kansas City -7. I need to see more from the Raiders than what I've seen. I need to see more from Josh McDaniels.
Screw it.
You are taking the Raiders. I'm going to take the Chiefs at -7 in this game. I know it's a big number. They're at home. Proven commodity. I'm not going to shy away from it. I like the Chiefs -7. That's been your entire slate of the National Football League. We are on to best bets. I know mine out of the gate.
Oh,
Usually I
shit.
don't do that.
This is the elephant pick?
It is.
Man, I've been sucking ass all year.
You have been.
I'm taking Pittsburgh on that one. My elephant
Getting to
pick.
14 points. Dan doesn't like huge numbers.
Yeah, I'm taking Pittsburgh.
You know you took them last week and lost.
Fuck it.
I think San Francisco's going to travel across the country with their kick-ass
that's a good one,
defense
too. Damn
and
it.
absolutely wreck the Carolina Panthers.
That's
I
a
think
really
they
good
win
one.
the game by 2 touchdowns or more. San Francisco is my elephant pick. Book it. That is by far my favorite game on the board. I think a lot of this San Francisco team going forward. We are on to our college football game. I put it on late. I wasn't even going to do it because we've been running so long. But the intro wasn't very long, and we're going to play it. It's an SEC game. It's the 8th-ranked Tennessee Volunteers traveling to Baton Rouge to play the LSU Tigers. Tennessee's a 3-point favorite. LSU, they're ranked 25th, if I didn't mention it. Tennessee, 8.
I don't know much about Tennessee. I know has been playing good. I haven't seen a lot of college games.
Well, Tennessee was idle last
Because of
week.
Pee-wee.
Tennessee was idle last
So you
week.
got 2 weeks to prepare for. I'm going with Tennessee.
LSU won their game at home against Auburn. I mean,
Auburn blows.
on the season, Tennessee's 4-0, LSU's 4-1. Both are undefeated in the SEC, which really kind of matters.
Tennessee.
I'm on Tennessee too. They're wearing their smoke gray helmets, and the reason why I like Tennessee, I mentioned timing earlier. I like Baltimore because that game was at night. This game's at noon. It's not at night when all the people are drunk and rowdy and things like that. This game starts at noon. I like Tennessee -3. I like them to prove themselves as an SEC contender. So that is everything for the week. Viewership's good. Hey guys, we appreciate you watching.
Thank
Appreciate you
you.
listening. We're
Go
clearly
Blue.
under the number. Hopefully you had a good time enjoying it. So we enjoy as well. Thank you. We'll be back next week.